Skiing or cycling in magpie season in Australia can be a little challenging, usually between August and November, around there. But now we have the fantastic website magpiealert.com, which shows you where the birds are swooping. And now you can walk and cycle and avoid those spots where the aggressive ones are. Today, we're going to meet the founder of Magpie Alert, John Clark. Hi, John. Welcome to Over 50 So What?
Hello, Carol. How are you?
Fantastic to have you on the show. I mean, you were cycling about 7 years ago, 2013, and you had a bit of an experience with a bird. Would you like to tell us about that?
Bit of an experience is one word. And then I hear this snapping bird in my ear, and I turn around and this bloody great big bird, trying to get me. And I sprinted off as fast as I could, but knowing fine well that I had to turn around and come back the same way. So that was a bit nerve-wracking. When I got home, I checked on some of the websites. There wasn't an awful lot of information about back then. And a lot of the government websites were just saying that warn your friends, tell people where they're swooping, and and try to avoid them, right? So, and at the time I was working on a e-commerce website and looking at some store locator functionality, and I just had the idea, wow, I could just do this. I could allow everybody in Australia to come in and plot where their local birds are swooping, so everyone can just go about their business, just avoiding them.
Well, I have to say it's an amazing thing that you're doing, and it's just a hobby for you, and it's a great community service. I mean, hats off to you. It's just absolutely brilliant. I don't think a lot of people really are aware exactly how many attacks we're getting in Australia every year. Can you share some of your figures with us?
Well, year on year, around about 4,000, 4,500 get reported to the website.
And you also have a way of recording which result in injury. So out of those 4,000 or 5,000 or whatever, how many of those are resulting in actual injuries?
Well, at the moment, we're tracking around about 12% of those reported are resulting in injuries. But you've got to remember, it's actually quite a small number, because the experts think only 10% of the birds actually swoop. And if only 12% of that 10% are recorded of swooping, actually on the website, but out there in the wild, then it's probably quite a small number. So you haven't got to walk around in fear for your life or anything, right? You just got to be aware.
And they swoop cyclists predominantly, but they also do swoop and attack walkers. So what are your stats around number of people walking getting swooped?
It's normally around about 20%. Around about 20% of the stats that we've collected are people walking, but then there's other percentages as well. A lot of people are reporting walking with prams, so a lot of mums out with the kids are getting swooped. Posties are usually are targeted, or even if you're just walking to the park. Runners are around about 5%. So yeah, cyclists are the majority. I think cyclists are probably one of the main users of the website.
Well, I found it absolutely incredible, because I this year was avoiding where they were very vicious last year, and I had a very vicious attack myself last year. And I started going around on this detour, and then all of a sudden you sent me these amazing emails saying there's an attack here, attack here, attack, and there was 4 attacks on the detour where I'd been taking as my detour from 4 different magpie sites, and I'm like, I can't win.
No, I think they're everywhere, right? So and what we do when we go out, we'll take a look, and we'll have a look at the dates as well that they were recorded of being swooping, right? And we kind of hedged our bets in hoping that they've stopped in that area. So if it was late August, then we're like, okay, we're pretty safe to go that way at the moment.
Yeah, so that's fantastic. You've also got the monthly, you can see which month's worse where you are, etc. And so overall, what's the worst month in Australia?
It ramps up slowly for August, where the birds are getting a bit frisky, and then because it's all breeding season, isn't it? Yeah. So and then it spikes up in September, and then dies down.
And what are your top tips for keeping people safe during magpie season?
There's quite a few tips. We do publish them on the website, so we take tips in from lots of our viewers. The usual one, obviously, a nice wide brim hat and then sunglasses when you're out and about and walking. The wide brim can protect your neck as well as your eyes, because the birds just can't get down and get in. And if they do, you've got the sunglasses for protection there. Cyclists, well, if you get swooped on your bike, you have a tendency to panic and try and speed off. A lot of the injuries we do get on the website are people falling off. So they're busy waving their arms around and they forget that they're on a fast bicycle or just on a bicycle, and they fall off and they break arms and limbs and stuff. Some cyclists will tie cable ties to their helmets, and that does stop them from getting in too close. Some of the wily ones will actually come under and go for the cheek. But I suppose just be aware that if you do tie things onto your helmet, it will probably void the warranty. And very long memories, they live up to 20 years up, and up to 20 years. So they were thinking, well, one, you might get away with it this year if one's been continuously harassing you over the years. But others, like, if you've made friends with them, which a lot of people suggest, you can feed them and so that you're seen as a friend and rather than a foe.
So do you have any other tips, like getting off your bike and walking backwards or something?
Absolutely right. Get off your bike, walk backwards, or if you're just walking, keep an eye on the bird. A lot of the time, and I've got one around the corner, and I've been for a run. It's only 5K, but I was puffing and panting, right? And I just stopped, and he swooped me, and I looked at him, right, and then he stopped in midair and then flew off to a perch, right, and then I just turned my head slightly to get going again, and he started again. So, and that's what they do, right? So keep your eye on them, back away, out of their territory, and then you should be all right.
Well, that's awesome, John. Keep up the good work. I mean, I hope that a lot of people jump on there and report their swoops and attacks, and that helps keep a lot of people safe. So I appreciate your service. It's awesome. So keep it up, and let's hope there's less injuries next year.
Just crossed, Carol. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. Thanks for watching the show today. Hope you've had some fun. If you'd like more fun and you'd like to join a laughter club or have a laughter session at your community, just go to our website, carolahalloran.com, and all Philippa's details are there. And if you want to know about those swooping magpies and where to avoid them, the details are also there at carolahalloran.com. Now, please keep yourself active, keep moving. There's plenty of fitness videos on YouTube. Over 50, so what? And please join our Facebook group. We'd love to hear from you, to get your comments, and what ideas do you have that you'd like to see on this show? We'd love to hear from you. So keep active, keep connected, and please take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. I'm Carol. See you next time. Thanks for watching our TV show. Be sure to hit subscribe, and then you'll never miss an episode. Jump on Facebook, join our group, get in on the fun, fitness, wellness and inspiration. I'm Carol, over 50, so what?